Good evening, folks. Eldon Yoder here with Yoder Outdoor Furnaces. I just got in some G7000s a couple of days ago, and I wanted to make a quick tour of video of these units, but I've been pretty busy. So I got a chance this evening, quick here before dark. I'll just give you a quick walk around of a G7000 2021 model. So I'll open the rear door and back up here a little bit. I'll start here at the top, and this is very similar to the G4000 with this big bolt-on panel. There's 3 at the bottom, 2 there at the top that come out, and that's your access for the area above the turbulators. May have mentioned on the other videos that they're bolting it on just to get a tighter seal. The gasket there. There's your fan, motor, and O2 sensor. They're on plugs up top here, so you can unplug it easily and you can pull the fan with those 4 nuts there and pull it out to clean the fan blades. That's something that should be done every month or so, depending on your wood. So then you see the return outlets there, and they can be teed to make multiples. Supply outlets there on the bottom right. There's a recirc pump pulling the cool water off the bottom of the furnace, dumping it up on the top, keeping the whole furnace at even temperature. It really helps, especially in hot weather like this. I just fired one up today and came up to temp, a G4000, and it overshot a few degrees and then kind of leveled out. If we didn't have enough water flow, it would have crept right on up and almost been steaming on top. So it really helps on evaporation and gets hotter water on your supply outlets. It mixes the whole tank. That center damper there feeds air to the firebox. Again, that panel comes off, and on the right hand and left there's a straight shot right into the firebox, so it's easy to access. I would think that'd be probably once a year, so I take that off and check the channel. So far I've seen very little creosote in those airways, but it is easy to access. The bottom damper does the air channel, feeds air into the reburn, and that would open and close based off what the O2 sensor is saying, telling it to do. So it gives a pretty accurate fuel air mixture. You can see the knockout there in the floor. There's 2 of those holes, one underneath the test bottles, the water treatment there. It comes with a moisture meter and a hat. Excuse me, a hat and a headlamp. And your manuals there. And there's some water level float there and some little pieces of metal. Those little horseshoe pieces are to seal around, screw down around your pipe coming in to keep animals from getting up into the furnace. That's a quick tour of that. I'll close this door and get around here to the control. There's your same Siemens controller HeatMaster's used for years. This is a Logo 8, and it's been a super reliable. Out of hundreds of furnaces that we've had come through here, I think I can remember replacing maybe 1. It's been a good one. Cold start button at the top. So when you start the furnace, to start the fan, override your low temp shutdown. That's there. There's a breaker for the fan. There's on-off switch for the control. Turns the fan off. Got a wiring diagram. If you ever need to get into it, it's pretty simple. If I take this cover off, I'm pretty impressed. They've really worked hard to tidy up the wiring so it's easy to follow and trace if you need to check on something. There's some daily basis, weekly, monthly, that sort of thing, seasonal, summer clean out, some instructions. And on the side, let me back up. Your back handle there shakes the turbulators. I'll do that here in a second. The front handle on the right opens the smoke bypass and sucks the smoke directly out of the top of the firebox and out the chimney. So every time I load the furnace, I would give it a shake. It's very simple. You don't have to get messy. And then your smoke bypass, it locks over center. Drop my flashlight, it's going to shine in there. You come back and then you pull and lock. So it's a really tight seal on that smoke bypass. You don't want the bypass to leak smoke into the fan, so they really made it tight. Get my flashlight here. Sorry about that. Coming around to the front. So it's the same door that's on the G4000. Up top there is where your float goes in. Right now it's a lift hook. These can also be lifted with forks underneath. Fully adjustable door. On the rollers are adjustable on the left. Hinges are adjustable on the right, slotted. It's foam filled now with a double gasket. The first seal here seals against the door jamb. The outer seal is to keep heat from escaping off the door jamb. Quick look inside. You guys have probably seen this on my other videos, but smoke bypass. There's no gasket on that. It's just they press that shape in there. It's just maintenance free. Just slap it shut real hard and it knocks the creosote off. Stainless steel panels, air channels. They're in a clip in the back and a hanger in the front, so you can swing it out in the summer if you want to. I personally would probably just access it from the back. Same thing on this side. Well, if I can get around here. Stainless steel nozzle liner. You can see the little air jets in the nozzle there. That's where it's feeding the air into your fuel air mixture as the air comes through your bottom layer of wood, down through the hot coal bed, through the nozzle. I've been really impressed with that stainless liner. It seems to hold up well. I think it's because it's air cooled, I'm not sure, but it doesn't wear back. The edge doesn't wear away like a brick edge would. Even though the brick worked well, it would slowly wear. You notice they're not painting the inside of the doors here. Painting looks prettier, but it just peels off anyway. It makes a bubbly mess for a week or two when you first fire one up, so they don't paint them anymore. Very thick door. They're trying to keep the door face of it hotter on the inside to burn off creosote and the outside cooler. So that's part of the logic behind that. Same thing on your lower door, foam filled, much thicker than the old ones. Has a refractory board on the front to protect the steel, stainless there. And this is pretty much the same as last year. Has the plug that comes out, and I'm going to shine up in here, and you can see the nozzle coming down. The flame swirls to the back, across the back, and comes forward on this side. Typically, you're going to have a little crust of ash right in here that's actually melted. It's almost a clinker. You clean out every few weeks, and then my more of a weekly clean out would be across the front. There's kind of a snowdrift of ash around the corner. And there are tools to do that with in the back of the furnace. Sorry. And then it goes to the back and around behind the brick and up the tubes. Sometime I'll try to do a video in the back of the furnace with the cover off, but that's a little time consuming to do all in one video. So I will put plug back in, and that's it. If there's something you'd like to see on any of these furnaces, any particular model, yeah, leave it in the comments, and I'll try to do one when I get a chance. Thank you.